Welcome to Monetize Your Passion, the podcast for moms looking to make money from their passions while making a positive impact in the lives of others. I'm Tara-Leigh, content strategist and certified life coach. I want to help you leverage the power of content creation, organic marketing, and goal setting so you can turn your God-led passion and purpose into profit. My prayer is that you'll find inspiration from God, encouragement, and practical ways to monetize your passion. Hello and welcome to the show. So on this episode, I'm going to talk about a brand who is kicking butt when it comes to their content strategy. And I did a case study about 6 weeks ago on Focus on the Family's brand. And today I'm going to highlight the Bible recap because they're doing such a great job with creating evergreen content where they've created this content years ago and they're just re-airing it. They're not having to recreate the content because they've created it once and it's just on autopilot. And they use this strategy for their YouTube channel and also their podcast. And I just think it's brilliant. They also have books out where they also have this same content. So basically, evergreen content is a content that stays relevant, valuable, and usable long after it's been published. And this is something that I've talked about before with my own content, where I've created blog posts from 5-6 years ago that are still ranking on Google on the first pages of Google, and I haven't updated it or edited it or anything. So the Bible recap does that so beautifully. And the reason why I chose the Bible recap is because I'm reading through the Bible this year and I decided to follow the Bible recap's plan. And although I've read through the Bible before, this time I wanted a deeper understanding of what I was reading along with the historical context. So I also wanted to follow a chronological reading plan and have a daily explanation to accompany the scriptures that I was reading. So with the Bible recap, you can read the assigned portion of the scripture each day, and then it's followed by a video recap from the founder and the host, Tara-Leigh Cobble. So this helps to explain and highlight key takeaways from that day's reading. So that's why I chose the Bible recap for my reading plan. So whether you're building a podcast, a YouTube channel, email list, digital product, whatever, you are going to learn how this content strategy can really change the way that you create content, because it's something that you can think about, that you can produce for years to come and not have to change anything. You produce it once and it's on autopilot. So that is what the Bible recap is doing. So let me just give you a little history about the Bible recap. So as I mentioned, it's hosted by Tara-Leigh Cobble. The podcast launched in 2019 as a daily 5 to 8 minute show that walks listeners through a chronological Bible reading plan. And each episode gives a recap of that day's Bible reading. Also, it gives insight and application to help listeners understand how each part of scripture fits into the bigger picture. And the Bible recap, they create content across multiple platforms. So I'm just going to give you some insight into the different platforms where they are creating content. So as I mentioned, they have their podcast where they give short, digestible recaps, usually 6 to 8 minutes long, and it's tied to a structured Bible reading plan. They also produce content on YouVersion's The Bible app, and that is where they have their reading plan. It's directly embedded into the app, and it has millions of users on this app. And they have a partnership that ensures massive organic visibility and ongoing engagement, and that is actually where I use the Bible recap on my Bible app. They also repurpose their content on various social media platforms. So they're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and they share daily quotes, behind the scenes, insights, God shot moments. And all of this is bringing people to their evergreen content. So on their social media platforms, they highlight things that are going on with the Bible recap, and then they direct people to their longer form platforms. And Tara-Leigh Cobble, the host and the founder, does something else that is so strategic. After the recap for each day, she always points her listeners to an action. So she has a call to action after every single video. So that call to action might point people to her books because she has multiple books, or might point people to her YouTube channel or to her podcast or to her newsletter or to her private group. Or sometimes she'll just check in to see how people are doing with their reading plan. but she's very strategic in how she points people to some sort of action. And she is very genuine because ultimately she's really wanting people to learn more about the scriptures, get closer to the Lord. So those call to actions are very strategic because ultimately the goal is for people to get stronger in their faith. So they also create content on an email subscriber list. So their subscribers get reminders, encouragement, and resources via email. And again, in that, it points them to their platforms where they can read and listen to or watch things related to the Bible recap. Tara-Leigh Cobble also does live events and speaking engagements. So she appears at conferences and churches to introduce new audiences to their Bible recap method. So again, she's already created this evergreen content. She goes out and speaks to different churches and different events, bringing people to her platforms. And she does that very well also. So the reason why the Bible recap does this so well with the evergreen content is because the Bible is what they use and it doesn't change. So the Bible never changes. The words don't change. The meanings don't change. The context doesn't change. It's always relevant and it's brilliant, if you ask me. So I would ask you as a business owner, what content can you create once and use on autopilot? So let's say you're a coach. Can you create maybe a 30-day challenge or evergreen email series? I think I've seen this before where there was a fitness coach that did create some sort of 30-day program and put it on Evergreen. So every time someone did this 30-day challenge, it would bring them into their ecosystem. So maybe if you are some sort of coach, whatever that coach is, you can create something like that to bring people into your brand on autopilot. Maybe there's a way that you can do that. So maybe if you're a content creator, you can design maybe a weekly series that answers timeless questions that your audience, they're always asking about. So maybe that's the way you can bring new people into your business. Or maybe if you have a personal brand, you can record a set of videos or podcast episodes that walk people through your signature process and then schedules them to cycle every few months into your program. So just think about what you can do as a business owner to bring people into your world and something that you don't have to create on a continual basis. Like what is something that you can do strategically, something that is timeless, information that people are always searching for, that you create once again, and it brings people into your business for months and years to come. So if you are a business owner and you're trying to figure out the type of content that is best for your brand and you don't know where to start, maybe you're not sure of your niche, maybe you're not sure of the content pillars that you should have for your business, or maybe you don't even know who your ideal customer is. If you need help with any of that, then feel free to book a one-on-one coaching call with me. I can help you come up with a strategy. I can help you create goals that'll get you to your bottom line. If that is you, there'll be a link in the show notes. Let's see if we're a good fit for working together. All right, so this episode was short and to the point. I hope it was valuable for you. If this is something that you think another mom could use, would you do me a favor and forward this to her? As you know, my podcast is meant to be a blessing to mothers, so any support from you would be so appreciated. Until next time.